Hello, this is Javier, author of Crushing Cancer, available on Amazon. You could also follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and check out my YouTube channel where I give tips and strategies on how I've managed, and you could also keep up to see how I'm doing, right? How my protocol is progressing. And today I wanted to talk about two things. First of all, how I developed the protocol, right? Talked about it before in other videos. It took me about 2 years of trial and error to land on it. And I would look at scans and look at the tumor measurements and see if it's growing or shrinking. And then after about 2 years of trial and error, I finally landed on it. And I read extensively, dozens of books, countless videos on survivors, and looked for common themes. For me specifically, it didn't start working until I started fasting 2 days a week, and also intermittently fasting at least 16 hours a day. But before I get into the fasting and the benefits of it, what I did on all my supplements and so forth, I just didn't pull them out of thin air. I didn't pull this protocol out of thin air. Like I said, I read extensively. And there's over 80 references, scientific references in the book that show studies of the efficacy of some of these supplements that I take. And one of the books that was critical or paramount was this book here. I mean, it's about 700 pages, of some of the supplements that I take, and along with the studies that, validate some of the protocol and some of the supplements. So, that's just, I wanted to get that out of the way, just to put some of you at ease and seeing and thinking, who is this guy? What did he come up with? I do have a chemical engineering background, so I've always been interested in science and reading, and I've read, hundreds and hundreds of books throughout my life, if not thousands. It's just something that I've always gravitated to. And so when I became sick, it's like, I got to do some reading. I got to do some research, right? And especially look for common themes in survivors, mainly. I'm appreciative for the modern targeted therapies, but I wanted to know from people that have survived, and I looked for those common threads. But today, now that I've got that out of the way there, today I wanted to talk about fasting. And like I said, I fast every day, at least 16 hours, and then 2 days a week while administering IV intravenous high dose vitamin C. And you ask, why fasting? Number one, it lowers blood glucose levels. And if you look at tumors, cancerous tumors, the solid tumors, they have 15 times the glucose receptors that normal cells have. And I found that, to me, wow, that was kind of interesting. Why would it do that? Well, they have dysfunctional mitochondria. Regular mitochondria, through oxidative phosphorylation, oxygen and glucose produce about 32, 36 ATPs, which are universal energy units. Cancer, their dysfunctional mitochondria only produce about 2 to 6. So they require vast amounts of sugar, because one of the hallmarks of cancer is uncontrolled cell division, right? It just grows. And so that's one of the things that I targeted, is the sugar. Stop feeding it, right? And also another thing about fasting, not only does it lower the blood sugar, it also triggers another process. After about 16 hours of fasting, you go into a process called autophagy, which it's two Greek words combined, that's basically self-eating. When the body doesn't have any food, energy coming in, it says, oh, wow, hey, this is not good. It goes into self-preservation mode, and it starts looking for damaged cells, which I believe are cancer cells, and it gets rid of them for the sake of the survival of the whole organism. And so those are two things that fasting does. And the longer you fast, the more autophagy kicks in. So that's why I do it also 2 days a week. And during those 2 days, on the second day, I do intravenous vitamin C. Cancer confuses the vitamin C as sugar, similar molecular structure, and since it has 15 times the glucose receptors that normal cells have, it takes it in at a highly disproportionate rate and causes oxidative stress and damages the cancer cells. And also, I believe that, and them being damaged, makes them visible to the immune system. And so the white blood cells come in and clean it up. And like I said, I fast 16 hours a day at least. Usually it's 20 hours a day. Water fasts. Definitely got to stay hydrated. An interesting thing, because I have kidney cancer, it's important that I stay hydrated. And my last 2 monthly blood work, it showed my eGFR above 60, which is normal kidney function, which is, well, to me, pretty amazing. Here I am, 4.5 years with kidney cancer. And you'll see they were talking about removing my kidneys because of the tumors. And now here I am, 4.5 years later, and I'm getting eGFRs that are normal. So yeah, I'm very fortunate. And that's why I share what I do, especially to people that are going through cancer. But also the type of diet is just healthy. Fasting is healthy, contrary to popular belief maybe. But those are things that I really wanted to talk about. So if you're interested in fasting, I suggest starting out with something reasonable. Let your body adjust. Start out with 12 hours, 7 to 7, 8 to 8. And one of the things that I noticed since my diet is plant-based, salads, cruciferous, kale, spinach, the broccoli family, cauliflower, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and then we go into some veggies. Well, tomatoes, it's a fruit, but cucumbers and so forth. There's a list in my book. Well, the interesting thing that I found out is when I eat that way, it's not like I get these cravings anymore. It's not like you're going to be like, wow, give me some more kale. You eat, you get satiated, and you're good. You move on. You don't have these cravings that I used to have when I ate all this junk food. So hopefully you have a little bit of understanding now of, the criticality of, why food is important, but also why fasting can definitely be something in your toolbox to help you battle cancer. But also, even if you're not, it's just something healthy that you could do for yourself, but obviously build up to it. I appreciate your time. And to those of you that are in the fight, in the battle, keep at it. Don't give up. I believe this is winnable. And like I mentioned, my last scans were good. First of all, nothing new popped up, right? And all my tumors are, basically stable to shrinking. So, I'm very happy about that. So, keep following me for more tips. And in about a month and a half or two, I have more scans coming up, regularly every 3-4 months. And I'll post, see where I'm at. I'm expecting good results. I sincerely hope so. But typically, if I don't, I take a deep dive again and I'll make adjustments as needed. But fortunately, things have been pretty good. So you guys take care and stay